Hello guys, and welcome to the game station. And it looks a little bit different for me filming right now. I know it does. It's probably because I'm not using my front cam. I'm using the actual back of my phone because today I'm giving you guys a treat. So my friend asked me a couple months ago after a vlog. He asked me on my PS4 because I have him on my PS4. He's like, "So you're becoming a game designer? Any ideas for games?" And I said, "Yeah, I have an idea for a Skyrim type game." And he's like, "Are you gonna maybe, say anything about it? Put in like some type of video about it?" And I said maybe. And so today that's what I'm doing. So this is kind of the map of the area. I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a few more things of it. So basically, as you guys can see, anywhere where there's a gray line is a neutral border. So basically, most of the world, these kind of areas and stuff like here, that's a neutral border. Anything red is a war border. There's only two of those. Anything black here and here is a closed off border. Anything gold, which is just one thing, is a capital border, which is the Imperial City. And anything blue is an allied border, which is only two of those too. Or sorry, a few of those, I mean. These are kind of the races, There's obviously there's humans, there's Argonian type characters, Nords, Dark Elves, Wood Elves, all that kind of stuff, and they all have their own special names. There's the Catan, there's Orcs, sorry, I'm trying to fix my phone. There's Imperials and all that, and High Elves and Wood Elves and Dark Elves, and why is my camera? Sorry, it's looking all blurry for me right now. There we go. Dark Elves, Nords, Skizzes, which is my Argonians, and then humans, which are basically just Bretons. So yeah, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a detail about this and let you guys see this firsthand of what I've been working on. It's pretty small so far, but, we have a geographical map, which is, all the stuff for like forests, mountains, all that kind of hoopla, and lakes and oceans and stuff. And we have trade routes. Focus, there we go. We have like trade routes and all that. So it's kind of cool, You can see forests and mountains. There's also a wall around the capital city and stuff. And then here's a little bit of talk about the races. So I'm just going to kind of hold this up. Actually, you know what? You got an idea. My life. You guys get to watch me basically try to open everything. Okay, so I'm going to take out the actual map. I'm just going to basically hold this over the map. And I'm going to read off stuff about the races. Bandits, they roam the map, steal from caravans. The orcs are from the eastern islands, which is western. That should be western islands. Sorry about that. Didn't realize I had it wrong, because originally the orcs were supposed to be up here, but then I changed them down here. So this is the orcs area right here. Are from the western islands, and it's torn permanently, which means this border will never go away. The humans are peaceful in the southernmost region, which is right down here in South Tanaria. The Imperials run the capital in Tanaria, and they are peaceful. They have civil resolutions. The Red Guards up in Warrior Valley are the premier traders of the world. They're in the northwest of the capital, and they're at war currently. The Giants, right down here, are strong but very stupid. They're slow speed, and they are north of the humans. The Nords, if I can actually fucking find them, because I never can remember where everything's at, are northeast of the capital. They are peaceful, they are smart, and they are civil. The Skizzes are on the western islands, which is right here. This is where the Skizzes are at. That should say eastern islands. Sorry, I gotta fix that. I didn't realize I forgot to fix it. They are torn for now, trying for peace. The Titans in Metania, right here, are strong, tactile fighters, and they're at war with the Giants. They're the Dark Elves up here are south are smart. They supply magic for wars, and they are south of the Skizzes. The Wood Elves. Sorry, this is the Orc side. This is the High Elves. Kind of. Oh no, I did have it right. Never mind. The Wood Elves are right down here. Sorry, couldn't remember how they were at. They are tall, smart, great hunters, and they are at war currently with the Red Guards. The Catan, once I find their fucking area, because I never remember where they're at. Oh, right, sorry, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot when it comes to my own shit. Yeah, that's right, they don't really have their own area. For now. They'll probably end up having one, maybe if I make this into games, and I make more games, I'll probably end up making them an area. They once ruled the world, but now they're just small traders. They basically have no area to call home, which kind of sucks for them. The High Elves over here are smart, gifted in trade, and east of the Orcs, which that should say west. I gotta fix a lot of things in this because I kind of had my shit backwards a little bit. Assassins are paid to kill. They're not really used that often, but they do. They are based in the outskirts of Saventure and Tanaria. The thieves are sewer dwellers. They steal from homes. They reside in their guild HQ of Matania. They basically have areas all over the maps except for the Nordic Isle, which is only open to Nords. I should probably put a closed off border on that. I keep forgetting to. The mages stick basically mostly up in South Marshlands, which is where the Dark Elves are, and because they want to stay near the mage school. There's also townsfolk across everywhere, traders, animals like deer, fish, elk, mammoths, dogs, cats, werewolves, tigers, bears, saber cats, sand crabs, birds, farm animals, and I just kind of stabbed myself trying to open this thing back up, and it hurt like hell. Gotta flip to the other page. Oh, wrong. Flip 2 pages. Fuck, that hurt like hell. I just basically stabbed myself. There are also ancient Nords. They are the decaying remains of old Nords. They are usually found in mostly caves up in Saventure, but sometimes all around. Where a big treasure is waiting at the end. There's typically a treasure that's huge waiting at the end of each of those. The dragons fly around most of the areas. They're typically stuck near the giant areas nowadays, but you'll understand when I go through each race's type thing. Winged beasts who range from very small to very large. They typically leave a path of destruction behind them, which, give me a minute, I gotta kind of set that down in a very terrible spot, which in the game is kind of going to mainly be the Nordic area. Sorry, not Nordic area, the Giants area, because, well, when I go through, like, more of the character stuff, you understand why. So, the Imperials, I'm going to give you guys a nice small backstory to them while kind of holding my camera facing this. The northern part of Tanaria, I'm going to try to keep it focused on the actual map spot, is home to the capital city. The area is home to the Imperials. They rule all of the lands around their empire. Sorry, around the lands around. Their empire is strong, but the Nords of Saventure are trying to take over. Their armies are powerful and are prepared to stop anybody who pushes in to stop the Empire. The Imperials didn't originate from this continent. Rather, they came from a luscious paradise that was swept beneath the sea during a great flood many years ago. Luckily, the Imperials made it out. They came to a land ruled by a race of catmen called the Catan. They wiped out the Catan and took over. They outnumber the Catan, and now only a small number of the Catan are left. Also, I don't think I have ones for the Catan yet. I might. Let me just flip through these pages really quick, make sure I have one for the Catan, because if I don't, I'll have to add that in later. Nope. Titans. I think I mainly just did most of this stuff for the ones that I actually had map spots for. Giants. Humans. Skizzes and the Dark Elves. Yeah, okay, so I don't have a thing for the Catan yet, a backstory type thing, but I will eventually. Let me focus on the Red Guards map. The Red Guards of Warrior Valley have a very diversified area. An ally of... Oh, I spelled ally wrong, I'm an idiot. I spelled like allies. Of the Nords to the west, a close border to the Imperial's capital and a war-torn area to the south with the Wood Elves. The Red Guards from birth. Sorry, I'm a little sick today. Have also been gifted in trade, and any trader who is a Red Guard is of the top traders. They are also very gifted warriors, being trained from a very young age to survive no matter the odds. One does not want to find themselves at the end of a Red Guard sword. Many Red Guards fight in the capital city in the Fighters Guild for competition, gold, fame, and freedom, as some of them have fought since adolescence. Some travel the world with Catan trading caravans for extra coin to stay away from guards, or because they are more civil than their brethren. Which basically most Red Guards are kind of bad people and are typically on the run or running from the Fighters Guild and stuff. The Nords are a bold and noble people. They came from a mountain range that has been lost throughout the ages. They settled in this area and have been planning a rebellion to take out the Imperialist Empire. Their regime calls for an overloaded work schedule in the mines for the dwarves, access to all forests and animals in the domain of the Wood Elves, trade for weapons and armor with the Orcs, potions and mages from the Dark Elves, and complete obedience from the Giants and Titans. Excuse me. And that's talking about the Imperials, by the way. I think I think I actually based that. I think that's what the Nords are doing. I don't remember how I based this. I'm sorry, you guys. It's been a long time since I wrote this stuff. Pretty sure that was the Imperials the Nords it was talking about, though, not the Imperials. Alright. The Imperials have no idea about the Nords' plans, nor do any of the other races, but soon, when the time is right, they will send a diplomat to each of the capitals so they can know the plan and prep for the war or deny the terms and fight for the Empire. And that will be kind of the storyline. It will kind of be like Skyrim's, I guess. Okay, time for the High Elves and the Orcs. No one really knows how the High Elves or the Orcs got here, but they do know that the border that separates the Twilight Plains is going to be there forever, and it will never go away. The two races are just too different. The feud started somewhere around the second era of the first millennia. I forgot to put that in there. The second era of the first millennia. The game takes place in the second era of the second millennia. They have no idea what it started about, just that the people who cross the borders into the west, which means towards the High Elves, are welcomed, but those who cross into the east are immediately killed. The High Elves are very civil, smart, and gifted in all types of trade. The Orcs, on the other hand, are bloodthirsty, violent, and strong warriors, ready to kill anyone who pisses them off. The High Elves are open to all trade with most regions, whereas the Orcs are open to armory and weapon trade with only certain regions, such as any region in wartime, the capital, and the Nords at the moment. The Wood Elves of the Thoracian Forest are very civil, like their brethren to the west, but are also very skilled hunters. I think that should say the east. Let me flip back really quick. Pretty sure that should say the east, not the west. Yeah, yeah, that's right. The west is right. It's talking about the High Elves. Maybe. It could be talking about the Imperials. I don't remember. Yeah, I meant to put east, but west fits, I guess. But are also very skilled hunters. Yeah, it's talking about the west. Yeah, the High Elves. And gatherers. They supply most of the food for the capital and also have many shops around the continent. The biggest being the Bloodied Hammer in the capital city. Other than that, most of the small cities and holds in each region have a few of them. They show a strong resemblance to the High Elves, whereas the Dark Elves to the northeast show no... That should say north... Yeah, that should say northeast. Show no close resemblance to either. Like their brethren, not much is known of where they came from, but there is a high belief that all three races of Elves and the Orcs are of the same bloodline and come from the same area, which will probably be explored in a different game. The Titans. The Titans of the mountains area of Matania are very mechanically gifted people. They have deep underground cities filled with treasure for those who wish to look for it, but they are also filled with deadly traps. ready to kill all who try and claim their treasure. The Titans showed up around the same time as the Imperials. They built the giant walls around the capital city and took over the bell-shaped land where they settled, Tanaria. The only thing that is known about where they came from is that they were in a big war before they fled here. Their greatest builders and scientists are currently building a giant wall around Tanaria that will be lined with traps. They are very skilled and genius people. In a time of war, they have sworn their warriors to the Empire. The dwarves of the Grularian Mountains are a mining-based race who have lived here since the first era of the first millennia. They just stuck to themselves and let the Catan rule. They have lived in peace with the rulers of their land, starting with the Catan and now with the Imperials. They supply ore for the right price to each of the region's different holds. They trade the most with the Titans. The Titans teach the dwarves mechanic skills, while the Titans get ore to build their underground cities up even more than they already are. They have systems of minecarts that go from their mines to the surface, where they are given to Catan trading caravans to bring to each region and the holds that are in each region. They also go to 4 different boats, each boat bringing ore to both sides of the 2 broken islands. With how much ore they produce, they are a key component in a time of war. The Nords know of this and are prepared to civilly ask them or take them over and steal the ore. The Giants. Before the Giants came here, Tanaria stretched from where the Imperials are to the south where the humans are. The Giants came in and used their brute strength to take out half of the humans' region of Tanaria. They renamed it the Mammoth Plains and have ruled it ever since. With how many camps they have set up around the whole continent, they are always prepared for war. Crossing a giant's path usually results in death, as one swing from them can kill you. The Imperials have been preparing with the humans to take them out and once again reunite Tanaria. For most of the giants' camps, though, dragon attacks have destroyed a lot of their kingdom, which is a big part of the game. The game's whole structure is basically one of the missions I'm looking for. It's more of a side quest. Is going to be you go and talk to a giant leader. You don't know who he is, but you go and talk to him, and he wants you to take out the dragon, and it's going to be really fun to do and set up. The humans arrived here around the same time as the Imperials, which started their alliance. The whole area of Tanaria was shared between the two until the Giants showed up. The Giants split up the area of Tanaria into 2 different parts. The humans quickly allied with them, but that was just a ploy. In truth, they have been preparing with the Imperials to take back the taken part of Tanaria. They hold home to the biggest fighting arena in the whole continent, nicknamed the Pit. Warriors from all around can come in and test their might. They can fight as much as they want and continuously get gold from either betting on other fighters or winning fights. Although they are more civil than most races, the humans are also very skilled fighters and warriors. They are completely prepared for an attack from the giants. Which, depending on who you choose in this game for races, I'm going to set up a bunch of different side quests for it. The Skizzes and the Dark Elves. In the north of the island, the Skizzes, a race of lizard men. In the south, the Dark Elves. The feud started when both races showed up and wanted the island to themselves. Neither would cave, so both split the land. There was a small war, and in the end, a border where no one could cross was made. That was in the first millennia, though. Now in the second era of the second millennia, they are trying to resolve their issues and open the border up for trade. The Dark Elves have both the Mages Guild and Magic School in their region. The Skizzes hold a strong trading community and send boats out to the other regions of the world. Here's some uncharted territory. Probably going to be part of the game to... Probably not for this game, probably for another one in the series if I decide to make a series out of this, which if I do make this game, I probably will, because this seems amazing already for how far I've worked on it. Probably some of this will be other people trying to take this. There's probably going to be some Catan areas and some trading areas inside of the uncharted territory at the moment, but not a lot. Another piece of uncharted territory. This one's got an island around it. And finally, for the backstory, the last part of this that I actually have done, I have to make some more race stuff and get some more stuff prepped. Shit, I don't really know what to make you guys look at, but I have to hurry up and finish this. The first millennia has ended with the imperialistic empire taking over. The first millennia ended with the death of the Ctan's High King, Taximus, making way for the Imperial's new king, Terrarius the Third. It is now the second area of the second millennium. Most of the world is at peace, except for a few areas. The giants have had a lot of trouble with the dragons of the area. They still have many camps, but are slowly losing numbers, which is very worrying to their king, Grog. He has led the giants since his father was killed by Nordic scum. The Nords, however, deny ever being involved with it. The Nords are planning a rebellion against the Empire. No one knows, but as a great Nordic warrior gets prepared to attack the High King, he needs to find somebody to be the fall guy. Someone who can take the blame and die while he makes off to collect his reward. He will meet with his team and conduct the plan when he gets to the capital. The man has met with his advisors, and in 2 weeks will get prepared to kill the High King. When he tours... Oh shit.